The cantina on Nexus Station was loud and messy, filled with voices from every corner of the galaxy. Metal chairs scraped floors, strange music played from an old speaker near the ceiling. The air smelled like burnt plasma and fried worms. It was a place where aliens came to drink, make deals, or forget things they had done in the dark. But in one quiet corner of the cantina, a girl sat alone. Her name was Yuna. She looked young. Her black hair was tied back. She wore simple traveler's clothes. Her face showed no emotion. Her drink glowed blue in her glass, but she didn't drink it much. She just sat there watching. Her dark eyes moved slowly from the door to the bar to the exits. Always watching. Always ready. People avoided her booth. They didn't know why. She looked harmless. She didn't smile. She didn't frown. She didn't move much. But there was something in the way she sat still, calm, and quiet that made even the loudest species step away. Most of them didn't even notice they were avoiding her. It was like instinct. Like their bodies knew something their minds didn't. That was the thing about Deathworlders. It's the ones who came from the most dangerous planets. It's the ones who grew up fighting storms, beasts, poison, and pain. Yuna was from Earth, and Earth was one of the worst of them. She didn't look dangerous. Deathworlders never had to. At that moment, the cantina door hissed open. Every conversation died. Even the music stuttered. He had arrived. Boric, the Hegemony enforcer. He was huge, almost 3 meters tall. His hard purple exoskeleton gleamed in the light. Sharp mandibles clicked as he moved. 4 arms, 2 legs, and a mouthful of teeth that had eaten more than just food. Behind him floated 2 silver drones, their red lights blinking quietly. Everyone knew. Boric. He made planets fall silent. He made people disappear. The Krillian traders at the bar moved aside. The Mondari telepaths lowered their heads. Even the drunkest Brocken pirate stood up and walked away. Boric liked that. He liked fear. He walked slowly, letting everyone see him. He clicked and hissed in his own language, but the translator box on his chest turned it into standard. "I smell something strange," Boric said, turning his head. "A mammal? Alone?" Then his compound eyes stopped moving. He saw Yuna. She hadn't moved, still sitting, still watching, still calm. Boric smiled. It was not a kind smile. Well, he said, a little Deathworlder. All by herself.
Oh no.
Said nothing. She didn't blink. She didn't flinch. She just looked at him. Boric walked over, slow and heavy. His claws clicked on the floor. His drones followed silently. He stopped at her table and leaned down, placing one thick arm across. The surface, the metal groaned under his weight. "Do you know who I am, human?" he asked. She looked up at him. No fear, no emotion. "Boric," she said softly. Something about the way she said it made a few nearby aliens step farther back. Boric chuckled. "Correct. Do you know what I do?" Yuna sipped her drink. Boric's mandibles twitched. He was used to people shaking, begging, crying. "Not this. You need a lesson in respect," he said, reaching for her face with one clawed hand. His first mistake. Her hand moved like lightning. She caught his wrist before it. Touched her. The sound of the cantina vanished. Boric's eyes widened. Yuna's grip didn't look strong, but her fingers crushed down. There was a loud crack like ice splitting. "Open," Boric hissed in pain. He tried to pull back. Her grip tightened. The cracking sound came again. Everyone stared. Nobody moved. Even the drones paused. "You should have stayed on your ship," Yuna said, calm and low. Boric screamed and swung his other 3 arms at her. His second mistake. Yuna caught 2 of them without effort. The third swung at her face. She leaned slightly. It missed just like that, so smooth, so easy. Whispers filled the cantina. "Impossible," someone muttered. "She's just human." "No," said someone else, backing away. "She's from Earth." Boric froze. Yuna slowly stood up. She was much smaller than him. But it didn't matter. She held 3 of his arms and didn't even seem tired. She looked up at him with eyes that had seen war, death, and worse. "You think I'm weak because I'm human," she said. "You don't know what we are, Borax." Drones buzzed, their weapons lit up. Everyone ducked. But Yuna didn't look at them. She didn't care. She had already won. And what happened next would make the entire station talk for years. No one moved. No one breathed. The sound of Borak's body hitting the wall still echoed across the cantina. He lay crumpled in a heap of broken armor and twitching limbs. His spine snapped. His legs no longer moved. His mouth opened and closed, like a dying insect. But no sound came. Yuna stood where she had been, calm, still alive. The drink in her hand was glowing faintly again. She took one last sip as if nothing had happened. Silence wrapped around the room like cold air. Her voice broke it. "The hegemony," she said, turning her eyes to the floating drones, "is no longer welcome here." The drones didn't shoot. They didn't move. They just floated, dread lights blinking slowly. Everyone watched, frozen. And then, one by one, the drones turned and floated out of the cantina without a word. Yuna placed a few credit chips on the table and walked toward the door. No one stopped her. No one dared. They moved out of her way, like leaves in the wind. That was the day her name changed from just Yuna to the Deathworlder girl. 3 days later, her name was spoken across the entire station. Even far sectors picked up the story. Some thought it was a lie. Others believed every word. Traders shared it like gold. Soldiers whispered it with fear, but the hegemony, they wanted revenge. They sent someone worse than Borak. His name was Gorath, a war captain, a monster in black armor with 6 arms and 2 heads. He had burned cities, crushed rebels. He laughed as planets begged for mercy. Now he came for YUN in the lower section of Nexus Station. Where machines hummed and steam hissed from old pipes, Yuna sat in a small workshop. She didn't want fame. She didn't want war. She just wanted peace. But peace never lasted long for someone like her. A young girl limped in. Her name was Minjian Engineer, who worked on old droids. She had a cut on her cheek and bruises on her arms. "They took Songho," she said quietly, "the diplomat. He tried to stop them. They beat him." Yuna looked up. Minji's hands shook. As she handed her a small badge with a broken chain, "He asked for help. He believed in you." Yuna looked at the badge, then at the girl. Minji's voice trembled. "If you don't fight, who will?" Yuna stood. That was all she needed too. Here, the hegemony set up a base in the main cargo area of the station. Big walls, big guns, many guards. They didn't think anyone could get through. They were wrong. Yuna didn't bring a weapon. She didn't wear armor. She walked straight through the front doors like she owned the place. Alarms went off. Soldiers pointed rifles. Drones beeped and aimed. But Yuna didn't stop. "Get down," one guard yelled. She didn't. Instead, she moved. Fast. Faster than anyone had ever seen. In the blink of an eye, 5 soldiers were on the ground. Their weapons bent. Their arms twisted. Drones fired. Yuna ducked, rolled, grabbed one out of the air, and slammed it into the wall. Explosions lit up the room. Screams followed, but she kept walking. One step at a time, like the quiet before a storm. At the center of the base stood Gorath, twice the size of Borak, covered in black metal, red eyes glowing. "So, the little Deathworlder," he said. His 2 voices echoed. Why Yuna stopped 5 steps away. "You came to die?" Gorath laughed. "No," she said simply. "I came to make sure you do." And then it began. Gorath charged like a beast. Yuna met him. Fists. Hit metal. Metal broke. She grabbed one of his arms and tore it off like paper. He roared and swung with his others. She blocked 2, dodged 2, and crushed the 6th. Gorath fell back, bleeding oil and fury. "You are just a human," he screamed. Yuna's voice was cold. "I'm from Earth. That's not the same thing." She ran forward and jumped. A kick to his chest sent him flying across the hall. The wall cracked. He stood again, but slowly she walked toward him. He raised his last weapon, an energy blade the size of a door. She didn't stop. One move, that's all it took. She dodged, twisted, grabbed his blade arm, slammed him down. The floor shook. His helmet cracked. Yuna leaned close. This station is free, she whispered. Then she stood, turned, and walked away as the alarm stopped. Minji and Sung-ho waited outside the cargo bay. They had seen everything on a stolen camera feed. Yuna walked out with dust on her shoulders, scratches on her face. Minji ran up. You're okay? Yuna nodded. Sung-ho smiled weakly. They'll leave us alone now, won't they? They will, Yuna said.
At least for now.
That night, stories spread faster than light. The Deathworlder girl had faced 2 Hegemony giants and won.
Aye.
She didn't bring an army. She didn't bring a gun. She brought herself, and that was enough. No one would forget her. And somewhere, deep in space, Yuna disappeared again. Quiet.com. Watching, waiting. Because she knew peace never lasts long. Not for someone who came from a world where everything tries to kill you. And when the next monster came, she would be ready.